Hello Yannick, can you introduce yourself for the camera?
Yeah, sure. Niels, thank you for inviting me. My name is Yannick Verest.
Yes.
I'm 27 years old.
Yeah.
I'm working now at a record store in Bergen op Zoom, the Waterput.
Yeah.
As a side project, I'm also DJing with Verdampt, together with a friend of mine. I live in Utrecht. I travel a lot with a car. And before Corona, I was visiting a lot of concerts, but that's cancelled right now. So yeah, that's pretty much.
And, can you tell me something about Verdampt?
Yeah, sure. That's a DJ project that I'm also doing with Matthijs van Dam. He's a good friend of mine. It started out as a joke. He's also a really big vinyl lover, and he came a lot to the store and he was buying a lot of records, and then I introduced him to electronic music and he started liking that as well. And then we one of our cafe that we visited many times said van hey, come here, spin some records, and that's where Verdampt started. So basically it's a vinyl DJ act, with two persons. Matthijs is originally a drummer, so later on the process of Verdampt, he started drumming with it as well, and now it started getting bigger and bigger, and now we have live visuals as well. So it's getting somewhere.
Nice. And you mix music, right?
Yeah. I do the DJing, Matthijs is doing the drumming, and another friend of us is doing the live visuals.
Have you made any music before that?
No, I'm not. I don't play guitar or drums or any of the things. I do a little bit of composing of electronic music,
Yeah.
but that's something that's still in baby steps. I'm still learning that. That's something for the future to get bigger.
What's your end goal with this band?
What we dream of right now is having a stage at the Lowlands, or I think having a good stage on Lowlands is our biggest goal. A small term goal is now, of course, Lowlands and other festivals can go on. So right now we're planning maybe do a streaming festival, and we might want to organize that in Gebouw T.
That's all going well. You even have your own merchandise already?
Yeah. It's going. It's going well. Well, at least before Corona it went well.
Yeah.
Now it's on a low. It's very quiet now because there are no places to play at this moment.
And outside of Corona, how do you manage to get your gigs?
I think the most of the gigs are word of mouth. Just go to places, and if you see they have a DJ booth here, just make a chat with the bar owner or with someone who's playing there, or when you know friends who are playing somewhere. I think almost all our gigs are just by knowing people.
And does this deliver a lot of work to you?
Finding the gigs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something that is a hard thing. When some things are rolling, or when things are, I think a very important one is also being able to play. A lot of times when we are playing somewhere, almost every time it gets us a new gig, or it can be at the same place, or someone else hears it and they come at us and they are like, when people like it, of course, hey, do you people make contact with you, and that resolves in a lot of shows. but yeah, finding the first gig, that's always a big obstacle.
Yeah. So you've played mostly in Bergen op Zoom then?
Yeah, most of our shows were in Bergen op Zoom, but we played a lot at Le Vedette, we played a lot at Gebouw T, and other places. But right now we're trying to get more shows out of Bergen op Zoom because there's not a really big audience for electronic music in Bergen op Zoom. So we're trying it more at the bigger cities like Rotterdam, Utrecht. Yeah.
How is that going?
It went well. We got a few shows in Rotterdam. Well, those were really on point. With the highlight was V11. That's our underground venue on a boat.
Yes.
And that was really cool. That was also in the first Corona lockdown, post previous around the lockdown.
Yeah.
So it was a silent disco, but on the boat, and it was really good to see people dancing again.
Yes.
And we did a lot of we did like 4 or 5 shows at Utrecht at the Werkspoorkade, and that was also very nice. It was a really great audience every time, and the weather was super good, and yeah, it was all fine.
Okay. And that's V11. Was that your favorite performance?
It was one of my favorite performances. Yeah.
You don't have a favorite.
I'm not sure. I think that one was really good because it was with audience.
Yes.
We had a very nice streaming performance at the first lockdown, which I really liked as well.
Yeah.
And there was also, and that is already a few years ago, at Le Vedette we had a really nice tryout show before we would go to Gebouw T.
Yeah.
And that one, that was a really special one, because everything matched it. There was a really great. It was a great mixture of things we tried before, and it was a really great mix of improvisation and the chemistry with Matthijs and myself. It was really good. So.
Okay.
That was also a very nice performance.
That was online also.
No. That was in Le Vedette. That's a bar that's closed now, but before you had really great parties there. So, yeah, it was one of our last gigs we did at Le Vedette.
Okay. Do you have any bad stage experiences?
yeah. And those one hurt. But one time we were playing at Gebouw T, and we had a really big spot, and we were like we were the closing act of a festival, but everything that could go wrong went wrong, and our turntables didn't do what they were supposed to do, and when your turntables don't work in the right way, as a DJ it's like playing guitar with a broken string, or playing drums with
with your hands.
without sticks.
Yeah.
So the needle was skipping. I couldn't cue the song into the next song. And it was a show of like 1 hour 45 minutes, and it was the longest show. We had to work so hard, and it sounded like shit, and it was we felt really bad like for months. But after that performance, we had to lay down for months, and really had to recover from that. But after that, we came back good, I think. So it made us better. I think being able, to have a bad performance as well. I think that it was very, very helpful for us.
Okay.
As well.
And so you use records for it? Do you have a favorite record?
No. Vinyl is my passion. I love it. When I stand before my closet and I look at the records, at each record of mine is has its own story, has its own value. I couldn't pick one over another. Of course, there are moments where I listen more to that record than another, but then there comes a time. There always comes a time where the other record is gonna be more important than the other.
Okay. And do you have a record that's best received for the audience?
Ooh, that's
Good question, eh?
yeah, that's a good question. Of course, there are some tracks. They show up more frequently in our set lists.
Yeah.
Some because we like to play music that people are gonna enjoy, but we also like to let people listen to new music, because of course I worked in the record store, and listening to new music, it's my daily job, and I really like letting other people listen to the new records as well, which I find. But some things that are always good are like LCD Sound System or Soulwax or from the label Dewey. It has a lot of good classics as well. Red Axis is a band that pops up regularly in our set lists. So that are the first names that come to mind.
Okay. What are the biggest pros and cons of doing this?
The biggest pro is it's very much fun. You get to being able to play music at places where you get where people enjoy your music. That's very satisfying. It's always there's always this tension as well when you have to start and people are like, okay, what's this guy gonna do? And when people like it, that's really good, that's amazing. When people don't like it, it can be a real struggle. I think the biggest con is it costs a lot of time and it costs a lot of money at this point of playing. Before the whole process, before you get bigger or before you get decent bookings, it's a real struggle, and there's no payment there. If you have a gig at Rotterdam, if you're lucky, you get a meal and you get your you get the money for gasoline, for your travel payments, your travel costs.
Free drinks.
Sometimes. Last we were trying to get a booking at Breda. And then there was like, okay, I have no payment, I cannot pay you, and for drinks I can offer you 5 drinks max. And then it's like, wow, if you're already getting short on drinks, then we were like, okay, that doesn't sound good for us. So we let that one go, but it's also, I think it's also a matter of respect, you know. I give you my free time, I'm taking my vinyls, so we're doing really our best to make it a good show.
You're risking your stuff.
Exactly. And if you're already like, oh yeah, I don't want to give those guys more, if you think we're gonna make profit of you, then we don't want to, we weren't want to play there anymore, so we let it one go.
Do you play for more because do you play more because of you want to spread your name, or because you get some money with it?
Mostly the first.
Yeah?
Yeah. Those two are always in. It's always okay. This one we don't get money. We don't get much money, or we get very small payments. But it's a really good show to do.
Yeah.
That's a reason to do the shows. You also have the option. Okay, it's a bad spot. It's a bad place. It's a bad timing, but the payment is good. So I think having both can be good for playing. So
So